We understand very well the search that you're going through as an individual, as organizations, as you can say humanity, because there is a tremendous dynamic going on that you have not even awareness of. A dynamic that changes the overall vibration of Mother Earth, and some people talk about it, but then they give that a form that is not always supportive. Humans try to interpret things with such a small fraction of understanding and then bring that as a truth that it creates more confusion than that it helps. And that is a part of this transition phase. You know, we really can summarize that as confusion. And you will see and are seeing that there is confusion on almost every level of existence in humanity. There is confusion about vaccines, about the what you call the COVID. There is confusion about what is truth. There's a confusion about the direction. Well, we can say with certainty that confusion is reigning to such a level that it also induces a lot of fears and worries. And it is from a physical human perspective, and you have to deal with that aspect, completely understandable. It is understandable that it triggers an uncertainty, that it triggers feelings that you can say of fear and worries. Because that's what you were used to is rattling and shaking, and there are many things that in the past you could hold on to no longer are, you can say, of the same strong base that you can hold on to it still. From a certain perspective, you can say, especially when you go to a higher vibration, there is celebration. It is that shaking up of the tendency to fix things as truth that has made that humanity as a whole got stuck. And you are aware of that, and there are many people that try to find ways to get out of that stuckness, to unstuck themselves. But they forget that it is not about going into all kinds of beautiful states. It is about connecting with your physical reality and asking yourself, what makes me stuck? Why am I afraid to simply step out and do something entirely different? Why do I need to hold on to truth that is deformed and you somewhere know it, but nonetheless, because you don't know anything else, that's what you're holding on to. And as a consequence, you're stuck. And that system that you were holding on to is now, as you are very aware of, rattling and shaking. And at the same time when that is happening, there is this influx of high frequency energies. And whether you know it or not, aware of it or not, you in some ways need to deal with it because it changes the environment you live in. So on the one hand you see higher vibration, on the other hand you see that the lower vibrations are stronger and stronger. And there is where you're sitting at. You can almost say you sit in the middle, bewilderedly looking left and right to the physical and to the spiritual, and don't know where to go. Because the spiritual has a certain vagueness, because you don't know exactly what it means, so it doesn't give you that hold on to system yet. And the physical is increasingly doing that less and less for you. That is what you see around you. That is what the overall vibrational condition is that humanity is functioning in. And that is why we invite those who are strong enough to say, okay, I'm not choosing to be influenced by that. What can I do to help in this time of transition. And then you begin to realize that you're not alone. Then you begin to realize that there are actually a tremendous amount of beings that are standing there, almost waiting in line to be helpful. And most people have no clue that they exist. And when they have faint ideas that they exist, they don't know how to connect, how to communicate, how to listen. And often, in their attempts to listen, they get sidetracked by other beings that are, you can say, having their own agendas, especially from the astral worlds. So, yes, this is a time of quite some challenges for the human beings. And that is why we make a clear statement. We are here for you. And it doesn't matter who we are. We are those that are willing, able to help, and are lining up to help. We are the ones that have been waiting for this transition time, who have been worked and co-created together all the steps that were needed to bring you to this point. And now we offer our help because you need it. This is such a challenging time that without collaboration you will not, find the solutions that you're looking for. So the collaboration goes, A, within humanity itself. Work with others. Realize that you need to learn to collaborate. Help each other then to make the connection with this tremendous amount of invisible, subtle beings that are there waiting for you until you're willing to open up yourself for their messages, for their energies, for their gifts. That is what is going on right now. So how do you choose to support others in such a way that they become aware of the tremendous potential of support that's out there? Be aware that people will not immediately open themselves because they are too afraid. Secondly, a lot will not believe it. And thirdly, those who believe often do not have yet the abilities. So it sounds as if you are at the point you say, well, what can we do? It seems that what you're sharing with us is actually almost a disaster. But no, that's not what we mean. The fact that you are not yet there is the more reason for us to literally knock on your door and say, we are here and we ask you, those that are willing to do so, to help others to begin to connect. And that is why the idea of learning to connect is so important. That is why meditations to connect are so important. Meditations that you have done, connecting with Mother Earth, with unicorns, and in the book was dragons, that helps people and trains people's system to be more open so that they can expand and expand, and at a certain moment they don't need to know who is there. They simply open themselves for the information and begin to take actions. In the coming time, that is the key. And it's up to you to choose how you want, what role you want to play. Let's put it that way. What do you choose as your role? And the only way to feel truly guided is when you listen from your heart, because it's through your heart that you make the connection with higher frequency and higher consciousness beings. So train yourself to connect with your heart and open yourself for those beings of love and light that are willing to help you. And sooner or later, you will begin to receive the messages. And that means that you know how to contribute in the collaboration between people, the collaboration between people and other subtle beings, collaboration between people and all your relatives, all those visible beings, then you will begin to know how to do that. And that is what is happening in the coming times. And it can go fast, much faster than you think, because it seems now that everything is dark and gloomy, but it's not. It would be if there would not be a rattling of the cages. Then it would be dark and gloomy. But now, because things are changing and shifting and are uncomfortable, the chance that an increasing number of people say, I'm willing to contribute to change, that is going to happen. People will begin to say that. People will to want to contribute. So provide opportunities. That is the invitation we want to give. And it doesn't matter whether people are connecting with dragons or unicorns or she or of the elephant, so to speak. It doesn't matter. If you truly connect with an elephant, you will shift your energies and you'll begin to understand the interaction between all living beings that are visible and all beings that are invisible on your planet. You can get enlightenment from an ant. And not many people will ever want to believe it, so as a consequence they will never reach that state. But we challenge you and say, we believe that is possible. But it's only possible if you fully connect with that ant, because then you find out that that ant is nothing more than an entrance point in the totality of Mother Earth. Have you ever thought about it in that way? We think now that most people have not done that. So there are some of the points we wanted to share. In a time where this year, this challenging year of 2020 is ending, and that you begin in some ways with a new chapter. You write the text of that chapter. And we are there to support you, making and helping you that the text of that chapter becomes more pleasant than the chapter you more or less have closed, because you're at the end of 2020. It may not sound to you like that, but we are actually excited for you, because we can feel the tremendous potential. We can feel what is most likely going to happen, but we are also aware it all depends on your choices. Know that we and many, many with us unconditionally love you, and from that unconditional love support you, whatever choices you make, whatever directions you go. Never forget that. Open for that supportive love from us, and life will definitely be at least a bit easier. We are grateful for this opportunity. And we close with again inviting you to feel our unconditional love and support.